10:35 on a Sunday. Look how pretty it is outside. Clouds will be moving in later, which is not an issue. But this game, this hobby of artifact recovery, historical recovery, is so difficult. It really is. It's all a code within the hobby that we all need to pay attention to. I'm praying for a very monumental day today, since we had those powerful rainstorms 3 days last week. And here we are, on a Sunday, having to wait, once tomorrow comes, having to wait until next weekend to hit more hot spots, try to see if there's anything out there. But I've learned over the course of the last few weeks, they just ticked over here. I hope you heard that. They're trying to tell me something. Dang. But over the course of the last few weeks, I've been picking up the patterns of things. About truth. About what they're trying to tell us. You know, when it comes to our enjoyments and stuff like that, they tell you exactly where everything's going to be. Because they know what we're looking for. And yesterday, in that one creek out in the country, I found some very historic items. But I try to do a few spiritual things beforehand to try to see if I can make things happen, which has already happened. But they know the code. They are the designers of it. And they are part of us. And they run us into things to help us figure out what the future holds, even when it's the very next day. But it's so hard to figure out. Just like this piece here I commented on when I found this in the creek yesterday. And I said to myself on camera, the only place that I find this kind of stuff, or this one particular thing, type of metal, is in that one urban creek. And a couple other things, like a couple of pieces of linoleum tile, that we find at least 15 pieces in that one urban creek. I usually leave them out there, unless they're artistic. It's almost like they're trying to tell us to go back. We had to go to that urban creek today. But then I thought about it, you know. I thought about the game of it, the signs, every part of the detail of the game. I learned my lesson when it came to that Vaughn Grissom trade, when a couple years ago they said Yankees stole him. Then we had to crack the code by looking at the Yankees, of course. Yankees stole Babe Ruth and worked backwards. He went to the Red Sox. So I was thinking about this. You can't just think about what it is and where you always find it and only find it. You got to think about the size. You got to think about the shape. You got to think about the color. You got to think about the colors that make this color, which is pink. I don't think I can crack that code. For today, that is. Time is limited. And I thought maybe I just need to take it back and look at this thing right here. All these types of items from that one urban creek. The art of life, the design of it. This is the largest one in my collection. So it made me start thinking about something a little bit more deep, easier, I guess, to try to help me realize that they're trying to point us to get to that creek, to find what's out there today waiting to be recovered, that they know that we would like. And it might possibly be extremely historic. The only place I find this kind of stuff is in that one urban creek. And this one is the largest in my collection. Bingo. This game is so difficult, it's not even funny. Points back to the urban creek. But it's the largest one in my collection. Right in that top case is something very monumental for our collection. Top shelf, that is. You already know what that is. It's that nearly 6-inch long granite monumental spear tip. The largest one in my collection ever recovered. And it came from that same urban creek that they're trying to get us to today. I'm not going to say that's going to be it. It's just an idea of mine. There might possibly be something very major out there today. Either if it's just one item, maybe it's just part of a game. It could be anything. I got too many interests. Too many hobbies when it comes to art and design and everything like that. It could just be another hunk of metal that's possibly shaped like an arrowhead. With napping on the side. All bent up and weathered away to look like it's been napped. Man, they are so literal, it's not even funny, man. We just never know what we're going to find. We just have to try to follow the signs and put everything together and think about everything so rationally, down to the bare minimum, to understand the maximum of it. Let's just go out there for fun today. If we find something, we will. If we don't, we don't. I'm just trying to understand the spiritual side of this. All right. Sunday. Urban creek hunting. We're about to find out why I'm out here today. I think the water's got about 10 feet deeper out here. Ooh, I see some art within that right there. At least for us, it's not as late as I thought. It's not even 12 noon yet. But someone probably already beat us out here. I don't know how far they went though. You never can tell. There's footsteps that are just like walking in a pattern. So if we see these things in another gravel bar further up, we might have missed the boat. They probably came out here yesterday or something while I was scooping up major history, in the other spot. You're gonna say there's no telling until you go, man. I mean, if any place got buck wild, or should have gotten buck wild more than anything else, it should have been this place. Because of all the water that would have rushed down here. It's a pain seeing these dang footsteps though, Second day in a row. A kid baseball glove. What you know about that? Second day in a row. Yesterday it was a blue one. A different brand though. Would you look at that? That was brand new. Let's hope the artifacts that we collect and find today are not going to be brand new, if you know what I mean. Check it out. What'd I tell you? Same pattern as the little tiny one we found yesterday in that other creek. But this one's not folded over, not busted. I usually don't keep these. I find this one single pattern in this creek every single time I come out. Whose grandparents didn't have a vase like that? You find about 50 of those in every single Goodwill. What do they call that, hobnail? Hobnail pattern? I remember a long time ago in my initial days of creek hunting, I used to collect that stuff all the time. Well, everything I saw I picked up and collected. Let's see if my little trick out here is, no pun intended, my little trick out here is still out here. Wanting them to manipulate things. Alright, so this used to be sand last time. They're piling the gravel on top. It's extremely soft out here. In the gravel bars and in the walking through the water. Look at that, we just keep sinking. No, that's a fake. That's a fake. If it was real, it wouldn't be sitting on top like that. Hold on. We might find some monumental things today. I mean, it might be a great mix of everything, though. They have a tendency to like to wipe out the artifacts and hide them for later. Which is why I didn't really want to come to this creek today, because I kind of figured it might be nothing but sand out here. Or they turn things over. But I did find a couple things I'm added to the art later. You know, these types of things right here. That art of the wood. It's got some paint left on it, so that's a very nice thing right there. Yeah. If it didn't have paint on it, I wouldn't take it. And then I found that. Is that a piece of black shirt? See, that's the way I work in this hobby. I'm video recording. It's like I have to have several sets of eyes. I'm video recording while I'm looking in different locations at the same time. That's how you have to work when it comes to this hobby, though. You gotta... Oh, I see some Lisa colors. Hold on. No, it's not ancient. I'm praying that we find many ancient pieces today. Where's that thing at? And I looked further down in places that were always sandbars, and it's gravel down there, so we gotta get moving. Oh, that's a nice one right there. Cool. Fire King Jadeite. You're gonna say, what is it with you and Fire King Jadeite? Nothing really, it's just a cool color, that's it. That's all it is, it's just a cool color. Masterpiece of color. That's all it is. Yeah. I mean, I fell in love with it a long time ago when I used to go to this place in Chambly. I forgot what it was called. It wasn't my favorite place, it was something else. Something I used to... And they moved to another spot over there off of Broad Street. And I used to go in there all the time, even in my early 20s. What is a guy in his early 20s doing in an antique shop? A junk place, whatever. And I used to go in there all the time looking for cool things, you know. Either to buy or whatever. And they had a stack on a shelf one time. And it just blew my mind. It was so beautiful seeing like almost a complete collection of it. And it just hit me, you know. Uh-oh. Yeah, they turned this place over. This place was only about a foot deep for like a month and a half, 2 months. And this stuff is up to the waist up in here. Yeah, boy. Ooh, uh-oh. Let me focus on what I'm doing. We're going to come across some spots like this today. Crazy how it works out here. Weird. Can stand on top for like the past 5 months. What you know about that? I'm looking up on a hill. They just said something right here. Someone is right here. I'm not talking about people. Someone just said something. It was a male voice. I'm going to do a couple EVP sessions today. try to figure out some things. I know they're going to answer too, and I'm going to be unplugging the headsets too, the speaker thing. Dang, do we have oh man, the bottom of a destroyed one, guys. That sucks. Where the heck is the top at, guys? Man, that thing is crystal clear. Yeah, it probably had a fracture on the inside. Water got in it about 6,000 years ago, and it just shattered when it froze. Lost in nature. Chipping away at that thing, man. What a bummer. I know it's tiny. Still would have been nice to find it, intact. Dang, right on top. Yeah, but I'm looking up on the hill trying to see how high the water's got. See if they took out my stash. It doesn't look like they got that high. They got about probably 7 feet higher out here last week, but not high enough. That's about 9.5 feet right there. You gotta toss it up higher. I made some mistakes out here like that before, guys. I have. I know you see that too. It's not one. It looks like one though, but it's not. That thing, whatever that. Bubble wrap quartz. Yeah, but I made some mistakes out here before, man. I did. I placed some things up on the bank, thinking I was going to come back or try to come back and get it later. And then it stormed. Waters got high, and they ripped it out. Haven't found them since. About 3 things. I mean, from the looks of it, the way it's designed right here. Oh, I see a perfect triangle next to something that was nothing. But the way it looks out here, it looks like a late summer setup. Like it hasn't rained for about 2.5, 3 weeks during the middle of summer. There's no real flow marks right here. But that's exactly what I was waiting on. Another reason why I came out today. The major flood came on Tuesday. Tropical storm came through. Buzzed through GA. Rose every single body of water extremely high, extremely deep. And then the rain that came through on Friday washed everything down. Washed the tops off. Washed the sands off. With not a lot of flow out here. That's the pattern we need to have to be successful for 2024. Yeah. I know you're going to say you're not being successful at the moment. You're like in your 6th gravel bar. Here goes another one probably midsection. Another crystal clear one that's busted, top and bottom gone. We are finding historical things, all right. That was a large one. Completely demolished. Look at that. It's like a piece of ice. That would have been one beautiful piece to add to my collection for real. My museum stash. Heartbreaker relics for real. More stuff for the art. More dried paint. Another one of these crock pieces from the 20s, probably early 1900s. Gotta hang on to more souls just like this. They're artistic when you don't recognize what it is. If I can get my hands on a whole bunch of these things right here, make an abstract flat piece out of it. This I don't know yet. That's quite the pattern. Creek stain like you will never believe, man. Cut off the top. Spread it out, flatten it even more. Probably melt it. Man, I'm crazy. But there's another clear piece in the water I gotta take a look at. I think it's just a broken piece of quartz, man. Where'd that thing go? It's white like everything else. There it is right here. Man, it's crystal too. I thought it was one that had a bottom. I don't know. It looks like a tiny little Mora mountain. I'm not sure though. I bet it's just a flat piece of quartz. It is, man. It's not flat. It's just fat. Well, there's the Mora Mountain in perspective. Round base Mora Mountain. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Oh well. Man, you guys get my emotions crazy. I'm just now getting started out here, man. It's wild. Thanks for cleaning house. Well, we're not going to clean it until we clean it right. That might be another endeavor for the summer. Come out here for a few weekends and just spotlessly clean this place, and it'll just keep coming back too. That joker will just keep on coming back. I'm gonna add this to my rust piece. My rusted metal that has no design on it, no color. Thought I heard some lady talking up there about 10 minutes ago when I was standing further back. Which made me start to think about what I'm talking about now, the energy of it. It's like they're screaming at me to come get something. We're about to find out later. Let me make a stash. Let's hope I don't forget it. I get carried away all the time, and I forget things. They just said something else. There's something out here, guys. They said one word over here. I know it's Sunday. They're probably going to say I need to be looking for something else. Let's take a look. See, I know what everything is when I see it. Oh, yeah, okay, alright. Well, it's recognizable. I always like them when they're unrecognizable. Well, does it look like a piece of a countertop? Or does it look like a piece of art? At the moment, it looks like a piece of art. Creek stain is just nice if I don't wipe off too much. That is a nice shard. For real. Take it back to the stash I'm creating. Mesmerized. Another artistic soul. Yeah, it is. Oh, dang. I just walked away from the stash of cool things. Is that artistic enough? I don't want to make a mistake on this art piece like I did the last one. Yeah, that's good enough. It still has the nails in it. And it's got that on it too. That's cool right there. Add that one behind us. Let's take a look at this piece of wood, this piece of ball right here. Ooh. I want to say there's a comb for your hair you don't have. Why would I keep all this stuff, man? I'm looking for other things. They know when I like coming out. It's a degraded bouncy ball. Been cracked like the Liberty Bell, man. See, I'm having to walk all the way back here. Oh, that'll be great for my plexiglass art piece. I know I have everything planned. Hope no one else comes out here and sees that. They'll know something's up. They'll know Da Vinci's out. Someone just said yes. This is crazy, man. That's why I unplugged the headsets. They're talking all around us. Maybe the energy that I feel, the electric, is that? Oh, it's just a piece of wood. The electrical sensations within the body. It could be them with me now because they know how sore and beat down I am from yesterday's adventure. I'm not going to tell you how many miles I did yesterday. I was blown away when I found that out, when I looked at the tracker. The athletic tracker that I look at every time I'm active. Because I'm always trying to do the best, the most. And I was blown away. I was like, there's no way I did that amount. And dude, I couldn't even get out of bed today. And I had to force myself to get up at like 10:30. Which had me coming out here because I can't get some other hot spots if I get up that late this time of year. Yeah, but maybe it's them out here giving me energy to keep on going because they know how burned out I am. They're here. Right when I said that, all the pain just went away right now. It was almost like a wave. Are you out here with me? You're always out here with us. Heaviest wind so far today. It's about to blow me down. Are you out here with me trying to get me energized? So I don't falter, because you know how beat down I am at the moment. They just said something right here. They just said something right here. You know what I'm looking for. Let's go find it together. Thank you for helping me stay energized. You ladies and gentlemen out here are the greatest. Thanks for keeping me going. Go figure. Almost exactly like the pink thing we found yesterday. This one's just white, but not as long as the other one. What the heck is going on out here? More modern masterpieces. Quite the flow through this zone right here. Nuna tripulation. There's a seat over there that was stuck in one spot for more than about 9 months. And it's a lot further down the creek. Please tell me there's gonna be sunmates right here today. Well, we're not leaving empty-handed, that's for dang sure, when it comes to the modern art. But I did say a prayer that I was hoping to collect more once I used everything. Look at that. I don't know if I can get that thing out. That is cool. The weathering on it is like rustic now. They got rust on that thing. What the heck kind of hobby is this? I'm gonna have to make another stash because of this too. Another one that we can flatten to add to the larger piece. You're gonna say, what a boring video, man. Come on now. We need to see the artifacts. We don't want to see Modern garbage. Dang. Imagine that one flattened out and it's even got red on it. That's gonna look sweet. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. They're trying to make me say it. Let me go ahead and say this and not the backwards. It's better on this side and not better on the other side. Same time, I know it's just a small little piece, but if there's a design on it, it's the top of a bowl, kind of like just a press design on it. Look at those fingernail marks. That's crazy. Great find for the day. Add it to the pocket. Yeah, as you can tell, I have quite the stash. It's going to be quite the trek back to the vehicle. I have quite the collection going on today, and I'm barely getting started. Adding more to the stash. Look at that one. I don't know how I'm going to get the plywood out of here. It's weathered perfectly, and it's small enough to add to something later. The tones are just right. And this right here is the back of a back side of a rear view mirror. Excuse my sinuses. Rear view mirror. Rear view mirror. Excuse my sinuses. I didn't know what it was until I turned it around. Hey, well, oh crap. What are they trying to get me to say? I like both sides. Both sides are just as equal as the other one. Whatever we find on this side is going to be equal on the other side. If I make it there in time, you know. But yeah, I found another busted one. This little blade thing right here. They just said something right here. What is it about the artifacts, guys? You're saying that's not good enough to trade? Yeah. All right. Ooh. This is always a good sign right here. Keep the items coming. Looks like the gravel bars are getting more, you know, a lot better. I know you, oh dang, you see that? Is that a granite piece? No, it's just a little rock thing. You see, they're still making them. Look at that. Look at that piece right there. Out of a roofing shingle. That is crazy. A little bit of an update. Yeah, I'm still over here looking around. There's a lot of great things out here today, guys. I got that stash going on. I keep having to walk back with all the big things over there and stack it on top. Hopefully I don't forget it. At least I got 2 grocery bags with me. Yeah, I just found a couple of nice swords of pottery. Well, you know, they're small. They're small. They're at the bottom of a bowl, you know, typical, not intact or anything like that. Typical little artifact pieces. Yeah, hold on. Gotta look around. They said something earlier. I'm about to tell you what they said. All right, so there's a nice piece of metal, rustic. There's an amateur blade found. Actually, this is the first one today. I didn't think it was worth filming at the beginning. I thought it was just a broken piece of quartz, but that is one crude looking thing right there. That's the first one today. Let's hope it's not gonna be the last. And then of course the typical plastic stuff. Yeah. And then of course they're still making them. I think there's like 3 pieces right here. You got to catch it with the right sunlight. Man, I'm so burned out. They're trying to move me along though. Help me out. Collect these things. No design on it though. Oh, little guy, I know you're not with us anymore. I think there's another one right here. I see a check design at the angle. Probably a roofing tile. No, it's got the check design on it. It is. Look at that. Heck yeah. Where's the fully intact soapstone bowl, though? They're going to say, you got to wait for that, man. We're still working on getting that thing out of the ground. It's got to be angled correctly. Yeah, where's the other piece at? I think there's a check design there. Yeah, the gravel bar behind us, the sandbar, I found two pieces right next to each other. A bottom of a bowl and something else. A leaf. Cool. Where's that thing at? I know we have eagle eyes. Yep, another piece, rounded part of a bowl. Tiny press design on it, fabric design. I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do an EVP session out here. It's like further up the creek, just a little bit, someone said a long time ago, oh, there's another piece of pottery right there. It's flat. They're going to say, how do you see stuff like that? Because I know our stuff. Another press design. Yeah, a long time ago, someone said, save God's life. Further up the creek. And I went back and looked at all my EVPs that had to do with that same thing, and I think I figured out what they were talking about. I mean, I know who God is. I know exactly who God is. But when it comes to me and us doing certain things, I think I figured out what my job is. They just said something over here. And the wind is picking up, go figure. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to try to do an EVP session, see what's up. I think I figured out what they want me to do, what I'm supposed to do. And it'll blow your mind. Because I've been puzzled this entire time. I'm like, what kind of job am I supposed to have? You say things like, Metatron used to be working way back in 2018. And then back in 2000, I think it was 2016 or 17, I was doing some kind of EVP session in my uncle's basement. Doing a recording. And it sounded like they were like practically right next to me, and they said, you will have a good job with God. You will have, and it was a female. You will have a good job with God. And then they say, Metatron, you should be working. Save God's life. God needs more angels. About a year later, doing EVP sessions, God needs more angels. And then last fall, no, not last fall. Well, this past fall. I was standing at the window one day, and it was raining outside. I was talking about how excited I was going to be to try to go out and find the good stuff. And there were two outside the window of my bedroom. It was almost like one was an adult, one was a child. And someone said, and it's like the child said, find angels? When I was talking about going out to do something, it was almost like they said it in the form of a question. It sounded so sad though. It was like they depended on it so much. It was like, find angels? Like they were trying to cry. Like they were about to cry. And I heard that EVP sound like a child, a kid. Find angels, please? And I'm going to ask them that later. It's my job with God, finding angels for them to work. supposed to find angels? What does that entail? Man, this place is loaded down. I've already picked up a couple more small pieces of pottery. I think that's just a rock. Yeah, that's just some kind of rock. What about that? Gee, that's like the 7th small tiny piece in this place right here. It's all been tiny though. Nothing large. No points, nothing like that in here. Unfortunately, we can't even see the black ones. I'm looking though, it's extremely soft. This stuff has been turned over. It probably came from further up the creek. Every time I take a step, I go down. Hold on. That's just a rock. Weird. What the heck is going on here? Just about over here when I just got finished coming over in this area, it smelled like springtime. And now the birds are singing. Right when I was recording right here, I even looked up and looked around. I was like, why does it smell like springtime out here? And here we are in January. I know, it's the ideal place to find 3 of them. 3 arrowheads and nothing major so far. There's something over here I wanted to film though. Where's that little thing at? Well, it's not little. It's another doll. You're gonna say that's from the 50s, the 60s. You can tell because of the style of the back of the head. Ooh, boy, is that ever scary looking. Look at that. No, that's probably from later, a lot later. It's some kind of flimsy plastic thing. You're gonna say, look for a date on the back. Yeah, cool little find. Not as old as what we're looking for. Finally, about dang time. I had to walk over here and set the jug down. There was no place to put it over here in the current. I think I might have one over here. It might be a woodland piece. I see napping on this side, and I think the stem is still there. I'm not sure. It's the widest thing right here. It's tiny though. I find a lot of tiny ones in this creek. Well, not a lot. I don't find a lot. It's almost like that stone spirit that we found last summer. It's like combined. Yeah, that's definitely one right there. I don't think it's busted. You're gonna say pick it up, but first I gotta show you one. That's not going anywhere as long as we can see it. Don't crap your drawers when you see what's in my hand. And it has never been made. Look at the size of this broken spear tip preform. It's still sharp on the edges. Don't know where it came from. Could have been a silt made of quartz. The top is busted. Probably was crude and intact to their standards. That is quite a shame. You're gonna say keep it. This thing is gargantuan. The pockets are so full right now, the pants are falling down. You're gonna say that's what you want. Exactly. And it is busted. The broken side was hiding underneath the gravel. Quite the game. Thanks, guys. Keep going. That's like 5 broken ones so far today. Wait a minute. Let me think about something real quick. Way back there about 10, 12 minutes ago. Yeah, I've been out here that long in this one zone. When someone said my name, they said here. Like something is out here. It's you? Yes. Thank you. Thank you for making it so beautiful out here. I know we have a lot to do when it comes to picking up the garbage. You're welcome. They're talking right now. They're right in front of me. Thank you for always talking. We always have to listen. We always have to give you a chance to say something. What else do you have to tell us? Thank you for always telling us whatever you tell us. What is my job with God supposed to be? Is my job to find angels for God? I just felt an influx of energy around me. It came as a wave. Now I'm feeling lightheaded. You said I should be working. How am I supposed to find angels for God? I know how you always talk. I can just stand here and say nothing for an hour and you would talk the entire time, and so would I. Is my job supposed to find angels for God? Can you help me understand what that means? What do you mean by God needs more angels? They got me out here now. I can't just stop the video because of the train horn. And that's the loudest one so far today. I guess that's the devil's side of things. They're definitely working at trying to drown out the audio. The longest one I've ever heard out here in this creek for 3 years. What the heck is going on out here? I know it's going to keep on going because of what I'm doing. But it can only go on for so long. How are we supposed to find angels for God? Do we have to find ones who are worthy or who are wanting to battle the devil? Because when they battle the devil and take the devil down, they pass the test. Do they have to fight the devil face to face? They have to pass the test. I know that for a fact. You just can't choose who's going to be an angel or not. They have to pass the test. I know what the test is because I passed it. But I'm the only human being in a very long time to pass the test. And the only one living today. You know I'm the only one. How do we find more? They have quite the battle. They have to be pinned up against the devil. And the devil knows this. Let me go ahead and get going. Thank you for telling us. I'll be back later. Many times later. Get a load of this quality piece I just picked up right over here. I thought it was part of a pipe because it was so fat. Or part of a concrete wall, masonry wall. It's not. It's probably one of the thickest pieces of pottery I've ever collected out here. It's designed on the top of the brim. That's crazy cool right there. Look at that. They got lines inside the top of the brim. You talk about quality of craft. Inside and out. I'm so surprised we haven't found 5 intact spare tips yet. Mostly busted. Looks like almost every single sandbar that used to be a sandbar out here is now a gravel bar. I'm going to have to cover the entire length of the creek. Well, I took a sneak peek when I first got here and I saw stuff that looked like this. Well, here's my first marvel of the day. Oh, dang, would you look at that? Beautiful. That's a little one, though. Add it to the pocket. Yeah, but here's this thing right here. I'm going to add this to the art. This is the back of some kind of computer or something like that. Some kind of device. I don't know what that is. But that side is very cool looking and would go well with something very nice. Other things too. When you don't know what it is, that's when it's art. Very cool pattern. But where is it with the cool pattern? I found a ball that had this character on it just last weekend. What you know about that? In a totally different creek. What is it about Thomas? I think it's about time I start getting out the grocery bags. I have so much already today. And like I said, all the sandbars have been turned into gravel bars. Exactly what I've been waiting on for the longest time out here. You're gonna say, have you found anything historic? No. And it's getting impossible to walk out here. The gravel bars even take us in about nearly a foot, top and bottom. And walking in all this, the exposed gravel, is impossible to walk in. It's taking forever to even get through these places, which is exactly, that's fine. I've been waiting for this for the longest time. But nothing historic yet. No half intact, fully intact soapstone bowls just sitting right on top, turned over. No monumental spear tips that are intact. Just a lot of randomness, but everything out here is extremely new. But what we need is the extremely old to show itself. For real though, there's bound to be at least 5 out here. Where the heck are they though? This is all I found for the past 30 minutes, trying to walk through all this kind of stuff. Additionally to that, a couple of souls, artistic, that's cool, piece of plastic, piece of metal, typical stuff, broken freaking point. Bottom of some kind of stem piece. Who knows if that's the top? It's at least one side, whatever it is, it was busted in half completely. That is a shame in that one. And then of course what I think possibly might be a petrified bone, I'm not sure. It's hard as a rock and it weighs a ton. Could just be from 1911. Yeah, it's probably not fossilized. Probably just modern. It was heavy when I first picked it up. The heck is going to be out here, guys? Help us out here. I don't know what it is with the broken ones today. At least we're finding the major history. Too bad they're broken though, man. Another crystal clear one. Completely snapped in half. I think that's the bottom. Look at that thing right there, man. That's crazy. Man, I know, imagine these things be fully intact today, man. At least we found one though. The quartz is always going to be sitting right on top. Mostly. A little tiny more amount. At least it's better than nothing, right? But we found plenty today. Unfortunately, they are broken. Oh, dang. Another faker. Piece of Native American pottery on this side. Modern planter on this side. You win some, you lose some. Oh yeah, there's definitely something over here. It's large and it's white. Hold on, I came over here to the bank to get that white thing. And then I looked up and saw something. I think I see napping on something that's pretty good size right there. Look at the size of that thing. Let's go take a look. It looks extremely flat. I see a stem on that thing. Oh, it's busted. I see right now the tip is busted off. That's our 4-incher for today. 3-incher. I see a bottom. You got to be careful where you step. You don't want to snap anything like that. Snap. Dang it. Oh, it's intact. It's a blade. It's a blade. It's intact. That's the bottom. That's got to be the bottom. Oh, cool. Okay, we found the crystal clear one, the ice one. All the little ones that we found built up into this one. And we've been finding those crystal pieces all day, and we just found them. Boy. Definitely top shelf. So glad I came out today. Man. Thank you, Lord, for this find. Thank you, ancient spirits, for this find. Thank you for this day. Oh, it's a license plate thing. A motorcycle license plate. Another one to add to the stash. It's got that crazy stuff that's glued to it, though. You can never get off this rust that glues rocks to it. Well, that's good enough, but the point is a masterpiece. That scared me there for a minute. I thought it was another busted one out here. Thank you for this find. Thank you for these recoveries, for real. They've been washing out the banks like crazy. Everything is being pulled down. I don't think I've ever seen the creek like this ever. Even after tropical storm, whatever, the past 2 or 3 years, there's something round and large right here. That might be the largest shard out here so far today. Look, I've got my hands full. I'm trying to get over here. Can't afford to. Yeah, that's definitely a shard right there, man. That's a big one. Hold on. I can't get over here. I'm sinking in the sand. I'm dropping stuff. Hold on. You're gonna say I need a camelback. Let's grab the largest shard of pottery out here so far today. Top of a bowl. I can't put this in a pocket. I gotta find a better place for it. Because if I put this in a pocket and I bend my legs, it'll break it in the pocket. You're gonna say, how do I know that? Trust me, I know. I made mistakes in the past. But luckily not too many. Only 2 or 3. Boy, we'll never find them all intact. We never will. It's impossible. If there's anything that is impossible, it's that when it comes to finding these things in a creek, in a creek, you can find them intact in the land, which tells us that it's not impossible to find them intact. So what am I talking about? Yeah. Because that's got plant particles on the inside, design on it. Maybe that's fingernails. We'll look at that later. Great find. Add it to the bag. They got me in chill mode since I found that perfectly intact 3-inch spear. Crystal clear, man. It's almost like I told you yesterday. It's like, now I feel like I'm done for the day. You're going to say, dude, not hardly. Keep going, man. heck, I still haven't looked over there yet. Something caught my eye over here though. I think I might have found some kind of weird sandstone poker thing. And I don't mean poker like the game, I'm talking about like a poking device. Hold on. You gotta look, the white's always gonna stand out. I found a few black ones out here before, but get a load of this. You never find this kind of material in this creek. And this is my first time, but I found in other creeks. Hold on. There could be a white one just like sit right up in here. Or a large one too, man. At least they hold on to it, guys. I mean, it's almost like they're holding on to it, waiting for us to pick it up. I mean, they accumulate it and hold on to it in little batches like that. Yeah, but this thing right here, that's definitely some kind of weird artifact. And when I moved it around, it sounded like it came from Missouri. You're going to say, why do you always say that? Because when they do their artifact hunting adventures and stuff like that, they're moving around all the rocks and it sounds like this. Oh, hold on. It sounds like glass. Yeah, see? It's got that ring to it. Dang. See, every piece of glass looks like a piece of major history. I've already picked up like 4 pieces that look exactly like some kind of round base Moore Mountain or something like that, and add it to the pocket because they're still making them. They love that glass out here for real though. And I know that they wish they had it. Dang it, Skimpy, I got something in my right hand. Oh, look at that little rock. That's cool. Another one of those, man. That's cool. But yeah, check out these preforms. I'm definitely holding on to that. It's almost completely done. Another white quartz one out here. Look at, you can tell it's a round base Moore Mountain. That is a heck of a lot of napping on that thing. And then hold on, let me add it to the pocket. And I'm holding on to this preform too. Look at that. Heck, that could have been a preform Clovis. They just never got it at the bottom. It could just be a chip off the old block. Yeah, but I'm not hanging on to this little broken one, of course. Go figure. It's just another piece of quartz. Beautiful. It's eerily quiet out here for some reason. It's like the energy is standing still. You know, if you're with it spiritually, within nature, you would feel the vibration of it. You would feel its frequency like you're inside of it. But for some reason, it feels like it's just, I don't know, it's weird. Weird to explain. Hold on, let me look. I might be getting close to something major up there, I'm not sure. Another large item to add to the collection. I don't know if I'm gonna have to leave half this stuff in my monumental stash up on the bank, way down there. That's a cool one. It's modern though. It's, what does that say? Jonesboro, Scottsboro, Alabama, Scottsboro, Alabama. But there's some white sticking out. Hold on. You're gonna say it's another one. It's under stuff. Oh, it is another one. It's a tiny little knife. I can't tell if it's busted or if it's naturally napped. I mean, no, it's legit. It's just the left side has been broken over the years. Yeah, add it to the pocket. Another crystal one. Like the crystal method. Get a load of this. a little bit was showing under the sands and the water. And I picked it up, and it might be, don't crap your draws, but it might be a busted Clovis. It's a small one though. It's fluted at the bottom, might be a preformed Dalton. Definitely collecting that thing. I think it might be a preform. The tip is busted, but they got that little tiny bottom like that. Yeah, another great find. But they're still making them. I'm going to add this to the pocket too. Dang. A little bit more and it will be exactly like an exact replica of a quad. Weird. Time to go back. I missed it. And it's right in front of me. I didn't see it at first. And I passed right by it and they made me rubberneck to see something white in the water. You see it already. Ooh, you see it already. How come I didn't see that? Oh, well, it's not one, is it? I don't know. Another crystal thing right here. Oh, yeah, it is one. I could tell it's flat. Look at that. Another intact one. Beautiful. Real small, real amateur. Georgia boy style. Still another great collection for today. Thank you for this day. And I'm going to collect that horse. What? Is that a real thing? Looks like a horseshoe, but it might be a fake plastic one. I don't know. If it's legit copper, I'm taking that thing. You're going to say they never made horseshoes out of, I'm putting it in the pocket. Horseshoes out of copper, you dummy. I know. Let me go ahead and take a look. I think it's just plastic. We definitely rolled our dice coming up here today. And we're winning for real. Oh, there's one right there. I'm not even paying attention. I just walked over here because I found this in water over here. There's another one right there, I think. You're gonna say pick it up. Yeah, man, weird day today. I think that's one. Oh, it's just a broken piece of quartz. Oh no, it is one. It's just ashy. I'm losing count. I'm not even counting. All quartz so far. That makes me wonder though. No chert. No sandstone pieces. So I guess that is underneath and that needs to be flipped out. But that might be much later. Look, even the leaf when it's wet looks like the chert piece we're looking for. How about that? It's getting late. I don't know if I have time to cover the other side. You're saying boo. Oh man, you know you're going to find more. Usually it's nothing on the other side down there. For the past year and a half, it's been nothing but a couple pieces of pottery and a whole bunch of just like stuff like this, the random pieces, metal, plastic, and that is it. So I don't know if I got time yet. It's 3:10 right now. Weird spot for real. I don't know what's going on, but I'm extremely happy with the day so far. Let's see what we got. Well, it's artistic because it's got the holes in it, but it has no color. It's got a great shape to it though, great geometry. I don't know if that's good enough to add to something later. Maybe it is, I don't know. You're gonna say, please tell us you found something major. Well, I mean, not exactly. This is probably the longest Yeah, you gotta look everywhere. I can't stay here till after dark. But this is probably the longest underwater crystal clear gravel bar out here today. It's probably 200 feet long. And it's nothing. Not a dang thing so far. Nothing chert, nothing granite as far as the history goes. No shards of pottery. And I've been looking hardcore and the sunlight is helping out tremendously. Just a couple of brokes, that's it. You're gonna say that is something though. Yeah, you're right, it is something. And there's another preform that they probably figured out was just so flimsy. Another round base Mora Mountain. Beautiful. See, it's so easy to see in here. But there's nothing. I'm not done yet. This is the boundary line right here. I still got to go up there. Well, I've already covered right here, but that's the thing I'm concerned about. I mean, it's not a major concern. We've had a perfect day so far. What the? Could be just a rock that's busted. Could be, I see everything in all perspectives, man. They got me in this hobby, man. They trained us well to see it all. Yeah, but I was wondering about that in the very beginning after finding everything recently, you know. There's another one, busted. That's like the 10th or 12th one today. I know you're going to say there's got to be more out here. I'm saying the same thing too. But that's the thing about it. We've been finding a lot earlier, which makes me think that there's going to be nothing up here. And it's the lengthiest gravel bar in history out here. It goes all the way up there. Keep on going. I totally forgot about this thing though. I know you probably saw that. It might be some kind of farming artifact out here, I'm not sure. I've only found another one of these types of granite rocks about 2 years ago and I tossed it up on the bank. It might have been one of their heavy hammers. This might have been used for grounding, I'm not sure. But the other one had 2 notches on the back and it was a lot smaller, well, a little bit smaller than this, and it had like a flat back, and you could tell on the front it looked like it was overly used. And I told myself I was going to come back and get it later. I haven't done it because it weighs too much. But this could very well be one of their farming artifacts out here for grinding or something else. Maybe rolling the clay out, you know? The clay soils to make pots, to roll it flat. I guess I'll toss this one back up on the bank too. One of a kind. This is crazy though. I mean, how is there nothing in here? Oh look, they're making a Dalton. What you know about that? Well, another fake gun out here. Probably been buried for 30 years. Yeah, another game piece. Look at that. Made mad something. Who would tape the dang handle to cover fingerprints, man? It's not real. Weighs a lot because it's got stuff in it. What does that say? Made Italy. What you know about that? They didn't put the N in there. Made Italy. What you know about that? What you know about that? Let's get all the guns out of here for real. I know you're going to say, you find anything yet? Nothing but a bunch of art I've been adding to the bag. Heck is that? It looks green. Oh, it's just granite. But how should we handle this situation right here? All right. Should we make this one an authentic one? Or should it just be a broken one or a piece of quartz? So I found it like this. Right? So it's not an artifact. I mean, you turn it like this, it could be a busted one. Or would you turn it like this and make it paleo? Like a blended paleo piece. Add it to the pocket just in case. You ready to crap your drawers? I knew it was going to end up like this. Hold on. Let me get to this side over here. I knew it was going to be like this. I had a dream about this last night. It was weird. What the heck is going on with this life of mine? They washed out this entire rock bar. It was full up to about maybe 3 feet. I used to come out here and sit on the rocks. They're pushing everything back. But it's definitely them trying to push us back. I knew it was going to end up like this today. Out here. We will have time to get, we will have time to get to the other side. Because of this. Hold on. I walked in there a little bit. It's well up to the chest. And it's going to be like that for an extremely long time until they start filling it back in. And then I came back and I looked down and saw something that I recognize. Same pattern as the one from earlier today when we first started, and the little piece that we found yesterday when I was talking about them trying to get us to the Urban Creek today. Same pattern. The heck is going on out here? See, I'm not totally in charge of my life, but I have to work with them to make the right decisions. To put all the puzzle pieces together to understand how things can be designed. What is going to be on the other side? Man, I'm so tempted to go through this place right here, man. For real. There could be a couple of large ancient spear tips, a couple of axe heads or something. You're going to say you should have found them in here. I know I've been looking for like an hour. And now we can't even get through it so deep. Yeah, I'm trying. It's a no-go, man. That thing is, whoa, shit. The heck do I get myself into, man? I'm trying to stay on this little peninsula. Oh, man, I'm just trying to get to the other side, man. Oh, dang. That's not fair, man. You're gonna... Well, here's the issue. In order for them to fill up this zone back here with sand that we can actually walk on and gravel and stuff like it's been for the past 2.5 years, it's going to take another monumental rain event. Which means they'll just wash out the stuff that we're trying to get on the other side if there is. Man, alright, let's go to the other side, down below, downstream. Check this out. See what I mean? I don't know if we're going to make it. It's 4:20. Man, it's taking too long to walk through the sand. And they keep making me stop to look around. There's going to be a lot of this stuff over here on the other side. I know that for a fact. Look, I'm just adding more stuff to the bag. I got another one, but that's for the other side, just in case. I'm never going to make it, though. We should be down there by now. And another one of these masterpieces right here. Dang. Larger than I thought. Gotta put a spiritual swing on it, though, you know. Because the last thing I collected when I was here last time was the exact same thing you're looking at here, just in a more weathered yellow tone. Like the white turned yellow. And it was on the other side. It's almost like we're already down there now. One heck of a stash. And we have one more after this one. And I just found another masterpiece. This one happens to be yellow. Caught in a log jam. Check out the line work and weathering on that thing. It doesn't rub off with the hands or anything like that much. It does with the shoes if you have sand on it, though. Man. Yeah, I think it's going to be art all on this side. Very nice indeed. And I'm almost out of bags. Beautiful. Looks like I'm gonna have to make another stash on the bank for some cool things. It's probably not going to be pink. Dang, what a masterpiece that is. Would you look at that? The largest one that we've collected. Even larger than the pink one from yesterday that drove us here. Man, I should have got out here at like 10 o'clock in the morning. It's been a while since I've seen gravel on this side of the creek. And look how high they got the gravel bars / sandbars piled up. Every last one of them. And it's 5:15. What the heck do I do to myself? Not keeping. I just saw that. Maybe not. Yes, keeping. But get a load of this one. You talk about abstracts for real. See, you just got to give things time. That's it. What a beautiful, flawless, abstract looking piece of wood right here with metal in it. Will go perfectly with my newest wood pieces. For real. Oh, and of course, my first piece of pottery in more than 2.5, 3 hours. This is it. Time to turn back, get out of here. We're in the backup zone right here. Getting close to behind people's houses and stuff. You can hear the dogs barking. They're in a good time. It's Sunday. Yeah, but you can see the light current. Things are backing up right here. I guess that log jam is still blocking the bridge, so the water can't flow. What a shame. Yeah, cool. All sand. We've already gone through the gravel bars, found exactly what we were meant to find on this side. But only one shard of pottery, nothing else significant when it comes to the major history. But who knows? Maybe I'm always wrong with that, you know? Maybe the things that we create, things that I can create, will be majorly, incredibly significant later. But hopefully it won't end up out here. It'll end up in museums. But we have to give the laws of nature credit. For real. They get it all when it comes to this kind of art. I'm just showcasing it. Well, it looks like a lot, but really though, it's just a lot of big things. Let's go and take a look at this. Dang. As I tell you all the time, and you probably laugh at me every time I say this, I got big plans for this. Check out all the art we found today. Ready for the future. Not quite ready for the museum yet. We gotta give that some time. Got the souls collected. I got about 15 right here. Endless pieces of artistic plastic, just like little paintings. A lot of metal. A lot of things I'm always looking for. Some things are garbage. Just had to get it out because it was my responsibility since I touched it last. Scolding me out there in heavenly places. It would be great if we had days like this every time we went out. The urban creeks are always going to have everything that we're looking for. Some days might be less than others. But today was definitely no less. Yeah, I guess this is what we get for all the rain. I wish it would come more often. Man. Even got all the panels and stuff on the back. You're going to say, be careful, that could be asbestos. I researched it when I first pulled into residence, whatever you want to call it. I'm looking. And I'm always thinking, got all the panels and stuff up here too. It's endless up in here. Man, are we going to have so much fun with this? Dang. Everything is a painting, except the weapons. And a few other things too. Hope you liked the collection today. I know it took us a while to find it all. But there's going to be more. The more it rains, the more we're going to find and recover. We are so lucky we went out there today. So glad we made that decision. But it was guided by one single thing. A piece of metal. Where's that thing at? From yesterday. Got up so early because I was so excited. And we found perfect things yesterday. But look at it today. Country and city. The one thing that made us run out there today, well, not the only thing, it was 3 things total. Because only find this kind of stuff in this urban creek or the urban creeks. Impossible. But nothing's impossible. Sorry about that. Back to the show. I thought I heard leaking on the ceiling, dripping noises. It was probably just me in the chair creaking. That was it. Man, let me go ahead and run through this real quick, man. I'm nervous at the moment after hearing that. Got to investigate. Yeah. Thank the Lord we decided to go out there today, though. It would have never been recovered. None of it. But this stuff is not that important. This is. Because we never had that kind of day out there in that one single urban creek. Never had that kind of day. But they know what is out there. They know exactly what's everywhere. It's almost like we got to find the clues. You know? In the present time. To point us to another location. I wish it was that easy, though. Because they know these entities that are with us. They know exactly where everything is that we're looking for. We just have to know the signs. Every place we go. One step after another. Day after day. Weekend after weekend. It's out there. And we have to find it. And it's going to lead us to another location. How do they do that kind of stuff? I think I know how. Yeah. An extremely old piece of pottery right here. It even has a plant matter. Look at that. The pine straw could be anything. Grass. So ancient. Probably one of the oldest ones in my collection, besides the soapstone. Yeah. But you already know what's the oldest. It could be one of those. About dang time. Found the ice. We got some cold temperatures coming through the next few days. I don't know what it's going to bring us. gotta wait to find out. But I already have a feeling what it's going to be. And we're not going to like it. Because it's going to be too frigid and too cold. It'd be nice if that was paleo. Let's leave it as that. Same thing with that one. All these little Mora mountains. All these preforms. And some unfortunates. But as you know, they're still making them. I know that for a fact. Even down to the paleo. What a perfect day. I got a lot to clean up here. Let me get down to it. And throw the guns out. Faker than you know what. See you later.